Hi guys, my name is Kim Andersen and I work for Pegani Magic in Horsens, Denmark. Thank you for purchasing Magic Beep. What you get here is the original Magic Beep prop by JL Magic. You also get the 3-squeak Monty routine by me, and you get this nice little carrying bag with accompanying badge. Enjoy! Hi Mikkel!
Hi.
Nice seeing you, thanks for coming. You're looking at my pen. This is a very special pen, Mikkel. Look. If you try to press it on the... Also, you have to press the... Yeah, sorry, you have to press the cap, like that. Oh, it's a joke, it's a joke. Mikkel, I have one of these. This is a squeaker from a toy for an animal. You can just, if you press it on the middle, like this go. Yeah, sorry, it's a defect one. I'm just joking. I have an extra one that I'm hiding in my hand. So when I'm pressing this one, I'm actually just pressing this one. So if you take your finger and press that one, no, it's a joke. Okay, sorry, I'm pulling your finger. This is the actual squeaker. I have 3 squeakers. Okay, this one actually works. These ones are defect. Okay. You can try that one. I'm not pulling your finger. This is okay. So that's fair, right? So 1 squeaker that works and 2 squeakers that doesn't work. Defect squeakers. Mikkel. Have you ever seen the game called 3-Card Monty?
Yes.
You know yeah, exactly. You know the game on the street. Normally, it's a big man sitting on a small carpet with 3 cards, like the Queen of Hearts and 2 twos or something, and you have to find the Queen, right? You have to put money on it, and you have to lose money on it. Because if you win, he'll break your fingers. This is not that kind of game, okay? The idea is the same, but I'm not going to break your fingers. Don't worry. Maybe you're going to break mine afterwards. But maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, okay? Okay. We're not going to bet money because you should never bet money on a game like this. But if you were to bet money, which of these squeakers do you think makes the sound? Just press it. That's good. Like if we had played for money, then you would have won right now. Okay. So and broken your fingers. No, don't worry about it. Watch me. I'm going to do this again. Okay. I'm going to do this very slowly. Okay. Are you a gambling man by any chance?
Yes.
You are. Okay. Which of these squeakers do you think makes the sound? Okay. Are we betting money now? You should never bet money on a game like this. Never bet money on a game like this. But just press it if you think it's that, and you win. Okay. Great. You're ready for the real game. Let's try this, Mikkel. I'm going to throw them out on the table, and I'm going to try this very slowly. I'm going to do this, okay? Mikkel, if you were to bet money, which of these would you bet money on? Just press it. I'm sorry, Mikkel, it's always in the middle. That's the thing, okay. But let's make it a little bit easier for you. I'm going to remove one of the squeakers that works, and I'm going to, that's a defect, and I'm going to do this for you. Just a second. I'm going to do this very slowly, okay? Okay, Mikkel. Let's try this. If you were a betting man, and you can't change your mind, which of these squeakers would you bet money on? Are you sure? You can change your mind. It's okay. You don't have to. Just because there's a camera on, you don't have to do what I want you to. Okay. You could choose that one instead if you want to. Right? Are you sure? Okay. Final decision. Okay. You want to go there? Okay. Try that. Okay. Sorry, Mikkel. It's always on my right. That's the thing. You have to know that. Okay. So let's try this again very slowly. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay. Which of these do you think?
This one?
It's up to you, okay? Do you have a car by any chance? You could bet your car now if you want to.
Yeah, no.
Okay, let's just do it for fun. Never play this game for money. Okay, which one? Okay, I'm sorry, sometimes it's on your right instead, that's the thing. Mikkel, I'll remove one of the squeakers that are defect, okay? And now let's try this, very slowly. Okay, so final decision. This is the one for the big bucks. Okay, if you were a betting man, which one would you bet all of your hard-earned money on? You can throw the dog in there too if you want to, and the house and the pool. Okay, so just reach out and press the one you think works. And I'm sorry, Mikkel, the thing is, it already jumped back into my pocket, so this is yours, and thank you very much for playing. Never play this game for money.
No.
Thank you so much. Watch, I'm going to do this. It's trying to get you on edge now. Okay, I'm gonna do this, Josh. I'm gonna put these out on the table, okay? And I'm gonna mix them up, okay? So, Josh, please press the one that you think squeaks. Okay?
Ready?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
Josh, it's always on my left side. That's the thing. Let's try this again. I'm going to do this very, very slowly, Josh. Press the one that you think squeaks. Now it's the money thing. No, we don't play for money. It's just a game. You should never play this game for money, Josh.
On your left side rule, I would assume it is this one.
Oh, sure, that's okay. Sometimes it's on your left, Josh. That's the thing. I can't always. Let's remove one of the squeakers that doesn't work. Oh, I'll try another pocket here because I have a mic in it. So, Josh, let's try this. Okay, sometimes it's on your left. Let's do this very slowly. Okay, so we have one squeaker that doesn't work, a squeaker that works. Okay, let's do this very slowly, Josh. Okay, now.
Okay.
Do you have a credit card with you? No, we shouldn't play for money. Never play this game for money, Josh. Sorry, I never play this game for money. So, which squeaker would you put your money on if you were a gambling man, Josh?
Oh, well, the rule, I think I'm going to go off the rule this time and change it to my left.
That's completely up to you, Josh.
obvious
That's completely
choice.
up to you. You could change your mind again, though, because I mean, in theory, you could win a lot of money.
Okay.
I'm broke. But if you met a guy on the street playing this game,
Theoretically, I could win a lot of money. But if I was to change my mind now and go against the rule, then I would choose your left. And this is the one I'm going to choose.
press the squeaker that you think works. It's okay. Sorry, Josh. It's always on my right when I play the game. But let's make this easier. I'm going to remove one of the squeakers that doesn't work, and we'll keep the last squeaker on the table. So now I'm going to try and see. Josh.
All right.
So the mortgage on your house? No, no, this is a friendly game, Josh. You can let's mix these up a little bit more like this. Okay, great, Josh.
Okay.
If you were a gambling man, which of these squeakers or which squeaker would you put your money on?
Well, the safe bet would be this one here in front of me. So
Go nuts.
Okay.
Go nuts. Okay, and we can put all the money we want in the world on this one.
Well, yeah. I've been fooled once again.
Sorry, Josh, the one that works went straight to my pocket, and thank you very much, Josh. That's why you never play for money, okay?
I agree.
And
I
thank
agree.
you so much. Hi, and welcome back to the instructional part of Magic Beep 3 Squeak Monty. In your bag, you'll find 3 squeakers. These are standard-sized squeakers, and you get 1 squeaker that squeaks, and then you get 2 squeakers that are seemingly defect. Don't worry, they're not defect. This is the squeakers created by JL Magic, and they very deviously put a secret slit in the back of 2 of the squeakers. That means that when you push on the squeaker, press on the squeaker, air comes out the back of the squeaker, and you don't activate the squeaky part of the toy. So there's a way of working around this. Look, when I put a defect squeaker on the table, it doesn't work. But when I want it to make a sound, I can make it make a sound. Okay, so now suddenly all the 3 squeakers squeak. And when I want to, 2 of them don't. And the last one works. Here's the secret. When I put the squeaker on the table, I turn the back end of the squeaker towards myself. So I want the nozzle pointing towards the spectators. So let's do an exposed view where you see it from the side. So now when my index finger contacts the squeaker and presses it, nothing happens, because as we talked about, the air gets blown out the back of the squeaker. But if I put my thumb on the secret slit as I press my index finger down, like this happens. This is very hard in the hands. I'll put it on the table so you can see. When I do this, now the squeakers suddenly work. So this is basically the secret move of making the seemingly defect squeakers work. One subtlety here is to always hold your thumb behind the index finger, also when you press the working squeaker, like this. So you don't get a discrepancy, like when you would press a defect squeaker and then a regular squeaker. Never do this, because this is a dead giveaway. Always hold the thumb behind the squeakers, no matter what, so you get a consistency to all your squeaks. Let's get into the complete routine of 3 Squeak Monty. Welcome back to the routine for 3 Squeak Monty. To make it a little bit easier, I've drawn an X on the functioning squeaker, the squeaker that doesn't have a slit on the back of it. The two other squeakers look normal. And just to be clear, don't draw an X on your functioning squeaker at home. It's a dead giveaway. Everyone will know where it's at. Just saying. So what I do normally when I start this routine is I hide the functioning squeaker in left-hand finger palm. Then I hide one of the other squeakers, one of the defect ones, in the hand as well, like this. Okay. Then I hide the third squeaker in my right hand, sort of in I would call it a index finger curl palm something, but don't worry about it. It's not important because my hands will be mostly down my side. Then when I go up to a group of people, or if we're sitting around a coffee table having fun, I will find something on the table of interest. It could be a strawberry or someone's phone, or in this case, the Sharpie I used to draw an X on the squeaker with. And then I will go for it and I will make it squeak. This is not an original idea by any means. This is a very, very old gag. I'm not sure where it's from actually. But what I do is I hide the squeaker with the slit against my second joint of my index finger, like this. And then I grab the squeaker with my thumb on one side and my middle finger on the other side. My hand will move very fast. People won't see anything because there's no heat on it. I'm not trying to hide anything in any magical way. So don't worry about this. But I just go and I squeak something on the table. And I say, here, you have a go. And they try to squeak it and nothing happens. Maybe you do it again and you say, haha, it squeaks when I do it. Whatever, I don't know. And then of course you tell them that there's a secret. You have a squeaker. And here you hold on the secret hole and you squeak the squeaker and you place it down on the table with the what's it called, the nozzle, the squeaky part towards the spectator. Now this is very important what you do next. Then you say, here, you try, take your index finger and press on it. And then you activate the squeak by putting your thumb, as we talked about in the explanation of the secret, you put the thumb behind the slit and press down. So they see your index finger going down and contacting the squeaker. Now you have them go for it and they try to squeak it and nothing happens. And then very quickly, because you don't want them to pick it up and examine it, because they might find the secret. But very quickly, you say, "I'm sorry, it's a joke. It's a secret squeaker. I have an extra squeaker in my hand. I use this. So when I pressed that one before, and then you hold your index finger here and you press down on the squeaker on the table, like you did on the Sharpie before, and then you say, so this squeaker works. It's just a bad joke. I'm sorry. Here, you have a go." And then they try to press the squeaker and nothing happens again. Maybe you have another spectator squeak it instead, but nothing happens. And you say, I'm sorry, I just couldn't help myself. This is a really bad joke. And then you pull out the third and final squeaker, the squeaker that actually works. And you say, of course, this is a really bad gag. I'm not trying to mess with you. This one actually works. Please try it. Most of the times people won't even try it because they know you're trying to fool them again. So you actually get kind of a laugh when they press the squeaker and it actually works. Now, this is the perfect way to go into an explanation of why people shouldn't gamble on the streets. This is basically, I call it the 3-squeak Monty, but it's basically a 3-card Monty routine with toys. Everyone's seen them before in the street. Guys sitting with a piece of cut-out carpet and 3 playing cards. They have often it's the Queen of Hearts, and then they have 2 jacks or 2 twos or whatever, 2 aces. And then you have to find the queen. You've definitely seen it on movies, if not in real life. Sometimes you see people use small matchstick boxes or small shells from walnuts, and you have to find a pea or a small paper ball. But it's all the same. Everyone knows these games, and most people know not to bet money on them. But this is a perfect example of telling people why they shouldn't, or showing people why they shouldn't bet money on stuff like this. So I tell people we have 1 squeaker that works and 2 squeakers that doesn't work. Okay, so here's the game. You shuffle or you mix up, you can't shuffle these, you mix up the squeakers and throw them out on the table. As soon as you do that, now this time I was lucky, but normally they will end up in different directions, pointing backwards and forwards. But what you want is to turn the squeakers around so that the squeaky part is towards the spectators at all points. You never want to leave them like this, so they by accident see the slit in the back of the squeaker. I've never had anyone notice this, but this is just an important thing to keep in mind. Always point the squeakers towards the audience, also so you have easy access with your thumb on the slit. So you shuffle them, mix them up, and throw them on the table, and then you place them down. Now you can easily see from behind which squeaker works and which squeakers doesn't. Okay, so here comes the fun part. Now I mix them up very slowly on the table, and I, as if by accident, squeak one of the squeakers that doesn't work. But since everyone's seen one squeaker that works and two that doesn't, they will definitely think that the one that squeaks is the only one that works. So I mix them up very, very slowly, and I squeak one of the squeakers that doesn't work, and I mix up the two others, and I say to someone, I say, "Sir, would you please press the squeaker that works?" And as you instructed them before, they will squeak with one finger and try to make it squeak, and nothing happens. And I say, "See, that's why you shouldn't play this game for money." Okay, someone just pressed one of the squeakers that doesn't work. Immediately you go for the other squeaker that doesn't work, but you make it squeak. Okay, this is very important because you want to keep the real functioning squeaker out of the game. So now everyone thinks that this squeaker works. Okay, this one doesn't, this works. And by default, people will think that that one is a defect squeaker as well. So now you say, let's try this one more time. And now you mix them up very slowly. And this is up to you. Maybe you move the one that they just heard squeak, maybe you don't. But no matter what, keep it very slow so there's no doubt in people's minds which squeaker they just heard make a sound. Okay? And now in this case, I put it here on my right, and I would say to another spectator, or the same spectator if they are very nice and I know and I can feel for sure that they will press it in the way I told them. That's important, of course. So I would say to another spectator, please press the squeaker that works, and they will go for this one. And I'd say, I'm sorry, sometimes it goes to the middle, or in this case, again, it goes to the middle, and I will squeak the one that is defect. Now, I tell the spectators that I will eliminate one of the squeakers to make it more easy for them. But of course, I will eliminate the real squeaker that works, so none of the squeakers on the table work. So I put this in my pocket. Maybe I just grab it, put it in my pocket. Sometimes I do this with my fingers just to give the impression that I'm pressing the squeaker as I'm moving it away to give the impression that it doesn't make a sound. But I don't press it, of course. I put the squeaker in my pocket, and I keep the two squeakers on the table. Now, in this case, it was the one on the right that I made squeak. So I do this. I say one squeaker that works and one that doesn't. Now I take them up, I mix them up, and I throw them on the table. And I say, if you were a gambling man, which of these two would you suggest squeaked? And you can build this up as much as you want with the tension. You can make fake bets or whatever. Don't play for money, but make fake bets or whatever. And have someone go for it. And let's say they go for this one. And you say, no, I'm sorry, it's actually this one over here. But let's try this again. Let's mix these up very fairly. And now I just do this. And I say, please press the squeaker that you think works. No matter what they do, of course, you will go for the other one. So let's say they go for this one and you say, no, I'm sorry, it's this one over here. Let's make this even more easy for you. Okay, I'll remove the squeaker that doesn't work. I'll put it in my pocket. And then we'll do this very slowly. Okay, like this. And of course, this is a really bad joke because everyone knows what's coming now. But then you look at them and say, if you were a gambling man, which of these squeakers would you bet your money on? Okay. No matter what, of course, they press that one. And you say, that's why I told you, never play this game for money. Okay? And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching the instructions. Now here you have 2 alternative endings for the routine if you feel like trying these out. One of them is a way of ending the routine on a high note for the spectator, because if you don't present this the right way, it could easily come across as a slap on the wrist for them, and that's never a good way to leave a table or start performing at a table for that matter. So remember always the routine you just saw. Remember always perform it with a glint in the eye and as a fun thing. Never go, ha ha, I got you, because then you probably won't get hired again at that kind of event. But if you want to do this and end on a high note, there's one way to do this at least. As before, you end up with putting the functioning squeaker in the pocket, and then when you get to the second phase and you eliminate this squeaker, one of the others, one of the defect squeakers. When you put that in the pocket, you secretly steal out the working squeaker. I hold it in a thumb palm like this. I just put the nozzle in my crotch of my thumb and my forefinger, and I hold it here. And I do this on an offbeat, because now there's only one squeaker on the table, and most people they see this as a joke, because of course you can't play the game with only one squeaker. So, but at this point I will, if there's kids at the table or people that I know I've had a lot of fun with during the show, I will make a fake transfer, or more like a shuttle pass with the defect squeaker. I would do this, and I would gesture towards them. And in the meanwhile, in the meantime, I would switch out the defect squeaker for the real squeaker that I just stole from my pocket. So if you don't know the shuttle pass, it's normally a coin move. I saw this from David Roth in Expert Coin Magic years ago, but I'm sure that a lot of people came up with this before him. So I take the defect squeaker, and I do a finger palm, or in this case, I actually just put my thumb on it. As I turn my right hand over, I clip it with my thumb, and then I turn my left hand over with the real squeaker, the squeaker that works in it, and it looks like this. So in real time, it looks like this, like I took one squeaker from the table and put it in my other hand. But I secretly retain the defect squeaker in my right hand, as I show the functioning squeaker in my left hand. So this is an offbeat moment as I look at a spectator. Let's say in this case it's a kid that's had fun during the magic show, and I'd say, now this is your turn. Would you mind helping me with the trick? And as I look at them, I would perform the shuttle pass with the squeaker. I say, would you mind helping me with the trick? Please come over here. And they come to the table, and as they do that, I put that squeaker on the table. I let my right hand with the defect squeaker go down to my side. If I see my way of getting away with it, I put it in my pocket immediately, because normally when someone's approaching the table, or when you put focus on a spectator, they would look at that spectator. So either way, I have this either in my hand or I put it in my pocket. And then I say, now, are you a gambling kind of guy, kid, person, whatever it is? And I move this squeaker around, and I accidentally squeak it again. And I move it around on the table, and I say, which of this squeaker would you think is the real squeaker? And they go for it, and most people will think that I'm trying to trick the kid. So as soon as they go for it, there's tension in the room, and they press it, and it works. And then you have a perfect way of saying, never play this game for money unless you're that kid. Great, so this is the third and final variation on the ending of the 3-squeak Monty with the Magic Beep squeakers. This variation is not a tried and tested version, I have to say this up front. This is a version I've been playing around with in my head that I think will be really funny in the right circumstances. And I just wanted to throw it out there to you guys so you could play around with it and see if you could get anything out of it. But the idea is you end up with one of the regular squeaker in your pocket, and one of the defect squeakers in your pocket. So now you have one of these left on the table. Okay, and I have to say from the beginning, this is a very gutsy version of the routine, and only do this if you feel safe with doing what I'm about to tell you in a moment. But you do the fake mixing procedure on the table with this squeaker, and then you look at the spectators and you call out one of them and say, so if you were a gambling man, what squeaker would you put your money on now? And whatever you end up with, of course, there's only one. So you have him reach for it, and it doesn't work. Everyone knew that, of course, because you've been trying to trick them all along. And you say, this is, of course, why you don't play for money. And the reason being, I have a very secret accomplice in the room. No, actually, I have. Your friend, whatever his name is, let's say Lars, if you know that. Your friend Lars has been helping me out all along, and everyone looks at Lars, and Lars is like, no, I haven't. And I say, come on, Lars, I saw you just put it in your pocket now, come on. And Lars is like, no, I haven't helped him out at all. And then I say, Lars, please take the squeaker out of your pocket. And Lars will go for his pocket, and he will find a functioning squeaker in his pocket. This being both a joke that maybe Lars has helped you out all along, and also a magical moment for Lars, because he never saw that squeaker at all before. The idea here is, of course, to put pocket the squeaker in one of the spectators' pocket before you get into the routine. I'm not about to teach you how to put pocket or pickpocket for that matter, because there's lots of very, very good DVDs and books on that subject out there you could get from your local dealers. Maybe you can find something by Apollo Robbins on the internet. He has some really good thoughts on this, and he's a master at put pocketing. But in theory, what you do is placing an extra squeaker. You can get these for an insanely low amount of money at any magic dealer in the world, and you place this in a spectator's pocket whenever you get the chance, or maybe you have one of your friends place it in his pocket or in her pocket. But this is basically the idea of having a secret helper in the audience without them knowing it, and also making a joke and putting focus on another guy from the audience. That's always great, and he will have a lot to talk about and try to explain to his friends after the routine. But as I said, not a tried and tested routine, but a really fun idea that I think you guys could have a lot of fun with. Let me know on social media, and enjoy Magic Beep.